So we got a Dometic thermostat. Anybody else have this problem? Works sometimes and then other times it won't. Right now it's working on the mode, but I'm not. It's not always working when you touch it. I've had this problem before. I've actually had several of these face plates get broken. Your finger eventually goes through it. So, figured out how to fix it. There's been multiple times where I just either replaced the face plate if I had an extra one sitting around, or maybe even went as far as just to replace the whole thermostat. But then there's also been times where I replaced the thermostat or the faceplate and still had the same issue. So finally got irritated and messed with it enough and figured out how to fix it. So you can take this off, which obviously this is not fixing it, but if you're in a situation where you didn't have time or didn't know what to do and you still needed to make it work, it's got 12 volt going to it right here. But it's not going to shock you or anything. They're pretty safe. But right here, this is the mode, and then there's the up and down. So you can actually touch it with your finger. All right, they work sort of like a phone or an iPad, like the touch screen. So anyway, on the back side, there's little pieces of foam in there. They're supposed to make contact when your finger touches it. And they just eventually stop working. They get squished in there or... Anyway, so I have another one here that I've already removed the foam pieces off a thermostat that went bad. Same plate, faceplate's still good. I could do this, what I'm about to do, to that one, but I'm going to go ahead and do it on this one and keep that as a spare for another one. Anyway, I'm going to use aluminum foil. I'm going to make some little squares and stick them in there and try to get the right depth to where it makes contact when you press with your finger. So let me play with that a little bit. I'll come back to you. Okay. So it does require a bit of patience. It can be very irritating. I had to take it on and off about 4 or 5 times. I put some in there and be too much, and then it wasn't enough. And anyway, so I sort of tried to replicate the same thing they have in here. So they've got foam with some type of like foil, like metal coating on the outside. And obviously this one was not working correctly. So I got this one here. Nothing really too tricky about it other than trying to make sure you got the right amount in there, not too much, not too little, and they're in there good to where they don't just fall out when you pick it up. So let's see. Oh, like that. It falls out when you pick it up. Hang on a second here. Oh, that's irritating. So we're just gonna try to stick it back in there. I just use a key, kind of stuff it in there, which now that I did that, I might have to play with it again. Okay, let's see. We can carefully get it on there. I'm just trying to reset now because I took it off. Come on. Come on. There we go. So now we've got the modes working. And you shouldn't really have to press real hard on this. Just barely be able to touch it and it'll go. There's my fan speed. Trailer's not plugged in right now, so nothing's going to come on. But all I really needed for this was 12 volt. I'm not really trying to run the furnace or the air right now. I'm just making sure this works when we do need it. So there we go. That's all you got to do. A little patience, some aluminum foil, and you might have to try it a few times till you get it right, but that's what I did. Now this thing's fixed.